Welcome again, guys. This is Ivan from BrainyBits.com, and today we're gonna connect and use these little modules, which uses the MAX7219 driver chip. These have 8x8 dots, giving us a total of 64 that we can play with. And as you can see, I connected two of them together. So I'm gonna go through the connections here, and then we're gonna look at the code, and we're gonna animate little Space Invaders on each one of these separately. So very easy to connect. You only need like three pins on your Uno to actually make these work. And then you connect them together, so you don't need more than three to have. I think it's up to 8 you can have in Cascade. So let's go ahead and see how it's connected. So we're connecting the 5 volt to the VCC line on the module. The ground goes next. And after that, you have 3 pins. You have your digital in, your cable select, and your clock. So I connected those at 12, 11, and 10 on the Uno. And then I just use a jumper cable to go from the end of one to the in of the other one. So that's it. That's all we need to do here. So we're going to cut. We're going to go to the code, look at what we're going to use to actually drive these guys. And then we'll come back and see the results. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so here we are. This is the code we're going to use right here. And first of all, we're going to include the library called LED Control right there. You can go ahead and go to our website. There's a link to download that library. Once you've downloaded, just go ahead and extract it to your Arduino libraries folder right there. So once you've done that, just close and restart your IDE software. So, okay, so we're including library at the top. Then we're doing the LED control, which will declare the pins. So we got pin 12, 11, and 10 that were connected. And the last number is the number of displays. So we have 2 of them connected. So we put a 2 here. Then we're going to assign a value of 200 to our delay between frames. And then we're going to put the values in arrays. So these bits, 0s and 1, are basically the little invader frames. So the first frame, I don't know if you can see, but if you squint a little bit, the 1s actually means that the LED is turned on the matrix. So that will draw a little invader guy. And the second frame for number 1 is a little bit different, so his legs are moving. So that's the way you actually draw on these little matrix, by using 0s and 1. And then we do the same thing for our second invader. So this is the first frame for the second one and the second frame. And you could add more frames if you want, or more designs. You just have to declare them in arrays. Then we do our setup. So LC shutdown false, because at startup these matrices are in power saving mode by default. So we say false, meaning wake up. So 0 the first one and 1 the second one. And then the intensity of the LED. So display 0 is going to be at 5, 1 is going to be at 5, which is about the middle. And then we clear the displays to make sure there's no LED on at startup. So we could have done a for loop here, but we have not enough line to actually do it, but you could do that. So basically that would, if you have a lot of declaration to do, you could do a for loop to actually save some lines. Okay, so now we're going to declare functions. So to put the values of the array on the matrices. So Space Invader 1A, which is the first frame. So we do a for loop for that until it reaches 8, because it has 8 lines. So we say, okay, display 0, the invader 1A, the array. So that will put the first line of our little bitmap on that. And we do the same thing for each one of them. So 1B, which is the second frame, we will draw that with that function. And then this one for the second invader guy. First frame, the same thing, second frame. So you could add or modify that as you want to have more frames in your animation. Then we do our main loop. So we're calling our functions. So we put the number 1 frame on both display for each invader. So we call the function 1A up here. That will draw the first frame on the first display, and then we do the second for the second display, and we put the delay time between drawing the frames. And then we do the same thing for the second frame, so we draw the second frame on both displays, and then it loops around like that. So we're going to verify our code, make sure there's no errors, and that seems to be okay. So we're going to upload the code. So now we're going to go back to our breadboard and see what happens. Okay, so we're back to our little setup here. We uploaded the code to our Uno, and I'm going to plug it in, and we should start seeing our little guys appearing on each one of these modules. So let's go ahead. And there you go. I'm going to dim the light so we can see it better. And there you go. So the way it works basically is that it writes one frame here, one frame there, and then writes a second frame here, second frame there. But it does it so fast that it's like they're being animated at the same time. So there you go. That's kind of fun. You could, you know, play with the bitmaps, do your own, make a little Mario guy, or you could do letters and you can scroll them. So with the code we just used, just go ahead, modify it, play around with it, and make your own things. So thanks again for watching. My name is Ivan. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We're putting out tutorials every week. And also check out our tutorial page on brainybits.com to have the schematics and download the codes and the library that we use for this project. So thanks again. See you soon.